My mother had always believed in real estate. She always says, you own the land, you own the world. Rental specifically was in her mind, but she knew nothing about it. So a family friend promised to be my guide. He was an old Italian bricklayer who had built many schools in the Hamilton area. So I entered the trades by joining him and another person to purchase an investment property. I wanted to learn how to renovate the units and manage the buildings. All of a sudden, I was directly involved with carpentry with no clue what I was doing. At the time, I was learning carpentry from a bricklayer who really was just passing on poor skills. Yes, it was the blind leading the blind. I moved on from that job onto another renovation company. During that job, I decided I wanted to apply to the Women in the Skilled Trades program at the center. It's called WIST. Even though this renovation company knew what they were doing, unlike my old mentor, I didn't want to remain a laborer at the bottom of the totem pole for the next 5 years. My plan was to graduate from WIST and be leaps and bounds ahead of that starting position. So that's how I ended up at the Center for the Skilled Trades. I was so excited to be accepted and didn't know what to expect. I knew one thing: my next job, I'd be knowledgeable. The course was like learning a new language. I knew more Italian than I did the building codes. I could say Mamma Mia, Dio mio, but I didn't know what a lintel was. I didn't know what footings were. Had no idea how to even lay out tile properly. So I started on my new language. The Canadian Women's Foundation asked me, what about this course stayed with me from the program? Most of my renovations are based on the teachings from the 3 instructors at the center and a plumbing instructor from Mohawk. These were all starting blocks for me to expand on. One instructor is now my consultant in the business. The others I harass from time to time seeking answers to my hiccups in my rental projects. The one thing the class taught me was to strive for excellence. They taught at a level of cabinetry carpentry. For most people, they're like, huh? What does that mean? This is the creme de la creme of woodworking. I remember doing good enough work when things were, and many things were missed. By the end of the course, I learned how to pay attention to details that I never saw before. Since graduating from the program, one of the things that are most valuable to me are the connections I made in my class. Because of those connections, I took over one colleague's clients when she left the business. I also have a plumber in my back pocket that not only does awesome work, she also advises me when dealing with plumbing issues. These are just a couple of the women from a wonderful group of ladies that I can call on when things are happening at my end and in my life. The second is that I have a wonderful program to handpick from the best students. My present employees are from the WIST program and the home renovation course at the center, and I plan to help other women realize their ability in carpentry. In my first contract, I pulled together an all-girl crew from our graduating class. We did an awesome job and built a double-car garage. In my future jobs, I want at least one other woman to be part of the crew. This is my way of moving the industry forward. I presently have a woman working with me, and I always alternate between girl and guy when I hire. I believe a crew with a balanced blend of both gender and experience will achieve the best results. This is also proof that women can work alongside men in a male-dominated field. Along with the crew, I am able to have success in my business thanks to my instructors at the center. Glenn, Lawrence, and Colleen have been great sounding boards and guides. Also, thanks to the Canadian Women Foundation for sponsoring the program. The program has been my huge catalyst in my life. Today, I alternate between my own investment properties and doing rentals for clients. Both types of jobs present challenges and creativity to the crew and myself. This is what they all requested in their job interview that I had with them, and I am glad that I can deliver that. Looking forward, I'm working towards having a second crew. Will that happen? Who knows? What's important to me, though, is that the people who work with me feel that they can expand on what they have learned from the Center for the Skilled Trades to produce a quality product in a supportive, encouraging environment. Hopefully, I can continue to provide that. Thanks.
When I was young, I was lost. I had 2 suicide attempts before the age of 19. Because of untreated depression, I was unable to succeed at university. Then my mental illness turned into something even more serious. After getting married and suffering for the next 2 years with active symptoms of schizophrenia, I was hospitalized and diagnosed in 1995. The news of my illness changed my life dramatically, and I thought I should give up on my dreams. I was just barely managing day to day and found the Schizophrenia Society and realized how important a community of support is. I started speaking for the Society in the Partnership Program, educating people on what it's like to live with schizophrenia to reduce the stigma of mental illness. After about 5 years, I was regaining my functioning and self-esteem, and in 2000 I went back to university, taking one course at a time for therapeutic value. Then I got an email from the university. It said, "Graduating this year?" I couldn't believe it. It had been 10 years, and I graduated with a Bachelor of Communication and Culture, 2010. Like any new graduate, I thought I'd do something with my shiny new degree. I thought I'm pretty good at speaking. I'd spoken for the Schizophrenia Society for 18 years at that point, and had some success at writing papers for university. So I wrote a book. It's called Being Mentally Healthy in Spite of a Mental Illness. I thought I could get a website, speak for a living, start my own company, the Being Mentally Healthy Company. But I really didn't know anything about running a business, and I ran into a friend who had gone to Momentum and found a community of support there. I signed up for the program about how to do a business plan and then later how to do a marketing plan. I took part in Women's Venture, graduating in August 2013, and Accelerator. I just finished my marketing plan this April. I had some great aha moments in the Momentum classes. I'll share 3 of them. The importance of mentoring. I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist, and mentoring helped me learn the 80% rule. If I'm succeeding at 80% of what I'm trying to set out to do, I should be happy with that. And done is better than perfect. Sometimes I just try to do better than my best was last time. Secondly, the importance of having a plan. If you have a plan, at least you have a way forward. This enables creative solving of problems along the way. I've not been a planner in my past, and deciding for myself what I want and having a vision for my business has been so valuable. And thirdly, the importance of marketing. Everything I do in my business is marketing, from branding to targeting my 4 customer groups. If I reach my customers, my business will flourish. I just finished my marketing plan in April, and I've set several goals. The first goal I've already accomplished. I wanted to improve my website to better reflect what I'm doing. I wrote the copy, got the pictures, and let Underweb website company let me finish it. And what I'm working on now to September is getting more universities on board. My book is required reading at 3 universities, and I have a sales letter with a code embedded so that the professors can download the book to see if they want to use it for their classes. And I want to speak more. I'm following up on leads at conferences and meetings, and so far all my bookings have been through word of mouth. My accomplishments include going to Chicago to speak for the Forum for Behavioral Science and Family Medicine. It's a 35-year-old conference, and they've never had anyone with lived experience speak before. Let alone do the keynote. I have an interesting story I want to share. Carrie, a clerk at the hotel where I questioned me about being mentally healthy company when I was checking in, and I told her I have a mental illness and I wrote a book about it. She said, "You have a mental illness? So do I." And she bought a book. But upon checking out, she confessed to me that she'd never read a book before. Her mental illness had impacted her schooling, and she'd never had the courage to attempt reading a book. But she said, "I'm going to try to read your book." Her motivation inspires my motivation. It's so satisfying to know I'm helping people. It's good. I'm working the plan, believing that I can do it. Momentum has helped me with my entrepreneurial mindset, specific information about how to run a business, and believed in me long enough for me to believe in me. Learning how to run my business and getting support from Momentum has made a real difference. In fact, the experience has changed the course and outcome of my life. And I'm touching the lives of others, which is what wouldn't be happening without the support necessary to follow my dreams. I have no intention of giving up on my dreams. And I couldn't have done this without Momentum, and in turn the Canadian Women's Foundation and the fantastic funders. Thank you to everyone who helped make this happen for me.